Welcome to a brand new series. Hey guys, Otaka here, back with another video, and today we are going to be introducing you all to a brand new series that I'm starting here on the channel, which is how to side deck for X deck. So a big thing that I think the Yugi tubing space is missing out on right now is really just teaching players how to side deck, but also cards to consider and even ratios in which you want to side deck. Because at the end of the day, side decking really can be difficult, especially for a newer player trying to adapt and not only build their side deck to be able to counter the meta, but also to be able to play along with their own deck, because there are plenty of tech choices that benefit your deck but also can hinder the opponent. And that's the exact premise of this entire series. So for each new installment that I upload weekly, I'm going to be going over a massive array of tech options and cards to consider for your side deck for a very specific deck each video. The list of cards that are talked about will be, for the most part, the exact same with every single video. However, the ratios in which they are talked about will be different based on the deck we're talking about. Before we do take a look at this long list of cards, though, I have noticed that a great deal of you that are watching this video right now are not currently subscribed to the channel. So if you like competitive-based content, in-depth guides, and more, consider subscribing to the channel. But also, don't forget to leave a like on this video, and also comment down below your thoughts on this series. And if you would like to further support my channel, consider joining my community Discord, following me over on Twitch, and using my TCG affiliate link and my Dueling Guard affiliate link. All links will be in the description down below. Alright, so instead of trying to really describe every nitty-gritty detail of how this series is going to work, it's easier just to show you. So it will be more of a tier list style video, and as you can see here, we have a very long list of cards that are constantly considered for not only the side deck, but obviously the main deck. And our tiers are as follows: 3 copies, 2 copies, 1 copy, and cards that will have little to no impact on your deck. These will be constantly the cards that we will be talking about, with obviously changes being made as the format grows and changes, and as the game grows and changes. There will be cards removed from this list. There will be cards that are added to this list. Ratios will be different based on what deck we're talking about. The cards that end up in little to no impact will obviously change based on what decks we're talking about, but each individual video will be dedicated to a very specific deck. And we will be obviously talking about multiple decks, not just the top meta contenders, but we will also be talking about the rogue threats as well. Now, because this is an introductory video to the entire series, I'm of course heavily depending on your guys' input in the comments down below. Not only am I looking for criticism on how to properly morph the series into something more understandable and something that a player base can learn from, but also on top of that, maybe I'm missing tiers, or maybe in the initial list, I'm missing cards that are not being considered. But like I said, I will be heavily relying on you guys and your criticism in the comments down below. So definitely let me know your thoughts, comments, and concerns. But let's go over the massive list of cards that is currently being considered for side decks and really just tech options as well. As I said, this will constantly be changing. There'll be cards being added, cards being removed, but for right now, this is a large array of cards that are being considered not only by the pros, but also by your average every Joe Schmo at locals. Now, some of these images may not look familiar to you, so let's go over them real quick. We have Ceremonial Bell, which just, when it's on the field, both players have to reveal their hands. It's a counter to Vanquish Soul. We have Deck Lockdown, which is basically cards cannot be added from deck to hand. We have a card called Degenerate Circuit, which is this third image right here. This basically is that monsters that would be returned from the field back to the hand are actually banished instead. We have Heat Wave, we have Solemn Judgment, and Solemn Warning. We can later on down the road talk about Scolding and Warning as well if necessary. We have Lullaby of Obedience, Mask of Restrict. We have Shared Ride and Mistaken Arrest, 2 cards that are very quickly making their way into the format. Shared Ride slowly creeping its way into the format right behind its Mistaken Arrest brother, because a Shared Ride is thought to maybe be countering the Vanquish Soul Canine better than Mistaken Arrest. We have Artifact Sanctum, because Malice is still in the format. We have Tikaboo and Simmel Archfiend as sort of like pseudo floodgates. We have the Black Goat Laughs. We have Daruma Cannon, Chain Disappearance because of Yummy. We have D-Barrier because it's just a hard counter to a lot of decks in the current format. We have Harpy Featherstorm, which is a pseudo floodgate. We have Mischief of the Gnomes, which is sometimes seeing play inside decks. We are seeing Talents, Thrust, Cross Out, Called By, kind of as like the hand trap punish cards. Contact C is a card being considered because of Yummy. DD Crow, we have Drewsworm and Magnemite. Drewsworm is going to kind of signify all of the other bestials, whereas Magnemite will be representing himself, because Magnemite, since he replaces himself, is kind of on a different level than the rest. Droll and Lockbird. We have the 3 Charmies because all 3 of them are really good this format, Purulia being the best one. We have Delta and Gamma. We're not going to include Driver because if we're including those 2, Driver is just a given. We have Imperm. We have the Dominus cards. So we have Purge, Impulse, and Song of the Dominators because that is a card being constantly thought about, and like the thought is being toyed with as of late. Gravekeeper's Inscription, Chaos Hunter, and Lancia kind of is like the Malice counters in a sense, but Gravekeeper's Inscription can counter a lot of decks. Ghost Mourner, Ash, Ogre, Bell, Veiler, kind of like the Ghost Sisters plus Veiler. Nibiru, Phantasme, D-Shifter because he's still in the format, unfortunately. Ultimate Slayer with Aggregator and the Perfume Dancer because these are like targets for Ultimate Slayer. Castell's in here for decks that can make a rank 4 Wind-Winged Beast for the Harpy's Featherstorm, so like Ryzeal or even like Orcust if they're not dark locked. Cosmic Cyclone, Dark Ruler No More, Droplet, Duster, evenly matched. Then we have like the Kaijus and the Kaiju Friends, so Kurikara, Lava Golem, and Sphere Mode. Metaltronus, Pankratops, Raigeki, Lightning Storm, Super Poly, Xyz Encore, Gravity Collapse, Different Dimension Ground, Eye of Truth, Salesband, and Grisaille Prison. So Eye of Truth is similar to Ceremonial Bell. It's being considered because it makes players reveal their hand, which means, you know, it's a counter to Vanquish Soul Canine, because if their hand's already revealed, they can't reveal on top of the already revealed. Grisaille Prison is like a counter card for Synchro and Xyz decks, so decks that can play like Fusion or Ritual monsters, which is a requirement to control one of those to be able to activate this card, but it makes it so your opponent can't Synchro or Xyz summon, and also any existing Synchro or Xyz monsters can't activate their effects. And then Salesman is just kind of like the new crossout, kind of, sorta. But as I said, this is just the sample list. This list can grow as we move forward with the series. I am heavily depending on your guys' input in the comments down below, but I am very much looking forward to starting this series and really helping people learn how to craft their side deck. At the end of every video, I will also be showing my personal opinion on what a side deck for each deck should look like. So I will be going over each individual card for, you know, where the ratio should be if you are going to side it, and then at the end of the video I will show a sample side deck for a larger event. And I do have to specify a larger event because your side decking heavily changes based on what you are side decking for. If you're side decking for locals, then your side deck's going to look a lot different than if you're side decking for a YCS or Nats, because you are side decking at YCS or Nats for the best deck in the room, because that's the deck you're going to be playing basically 9 out of your 10 games. And that is all I have for you guys today in this introductory video to the brand new series, How to Side Deck 4. And I am, of course, curious to hear what you all think down in the comment section below. But also, don't forget to leave a like on this video and subscribe if you're not already and you like competitive-based content. But with that, I'll see you all in the next video. See ya!